Welcome back again. Let's see about array concept in Java. When we started coding programming languages, we started with the concept of variable. Variable is a container in which we store the value. It is like a name given to memory location where we can store the value. For example, if I am declaring variable int roll number 1 and float percentage 1. So it means this roll number 1 will be storing only one roll number or only one value at a time. Same for P1. Now suppose I have n number of students in my class and I want to store roll number of all the students and percentage of all the students. So basically what we will do, we will have multiple variables for both the data type. So when we declare variable, the roll number 1 will be saved randomly at available memory location and floating P1, that is percentage, will be stored at random available memory location. Now, when we have multiple number of variables for roll number and percentage, so all that variables will be scattered over the memory location wherever they will find the memory block that will be reserved by that name and will store the value. But is it the good way? We will be frustrated by remembering all the variable names, and that time will fly in searching the errors and debugging it, and the complexity will be more because handling that many number of variables with different name will be a tedious task. So here comes the concept of array. So basically, array is data structure like a variable. But the drawback of variable was what? It was storing only one value at a time, and the memory location is at random position. If you have number of variable, all variables will be scattered in the memory location. So array is again a data structure. It stores similar type of element, a collection of similar type of element at sequential memory location. Now this is the example of array where we have 10 blocks or slots where we can store the 10 values, and the index of this array starts with the zeroth position. Consider this is one example of num array where index is starting with 0, 1 and onwards, and each block will be having a particular type of value in it. So we can access these elements easily because elements will be saved at sequential memory location. So these are the advantages of array. There is no need to use different names for all the values. Only a single name is sufficient for accessing all the values in the array. This array is storing all the values at sequential memory location. That's why accessing each and every value and the retrieval is very easy with the help of array. Now, what are the drawbacks of this array? This array concept can store only similar type of element. So if I want the uh, data of one entity, if entity is student and the data is like roll number, name, percentage, and I want that data should be saved at one location. So that's not possible. The roll number will be at one place, the name will be at another place, and the percentage will be at any random position. And this gathering these roll number values, gathering these percentage values and name values of n number of students, even though using array. So this numeric array for roll number, this floating array for percentage, and this character array or string array for name will be scattered at different location. So similar element is the drawback of array. Second important drawback is it is a static data structure because its size is fixed. Now suppose we have array of 6 elements and that is occupied. If I want to add the new element, that is 10 value in the array, but I cannot add because the array is already filled with the value. Array is of 6 size and that we have to define in advance, so we cannot add additional element at runtime, so array cannot grow. Now when we are having array and in between elements are deleted, now we think that the memory is free, so other programmer or other user can use that memory, but that's not possible because memory is reserved under this num array and cannot be used by another program or another user. So these are the drawbacks of array as a static data structure. Now we will see what are the types of array available in Java. There are three types: single dimensional, two dimensional, and multi-dimensional array. Basically, in single dimensional array, what happens? All the values are stored in a single row. In two dimensional array, here all the values are stored in a row and column format, or it is stored in a tabular format, which is also known as a matrix. And third type is a multi-dimensional array, which is a nested array, or it is a collection of many array in one array. So these are the three types of array in Java. Now we will see how to implement these three types of array in Java, starting with the one dimensional or 1D array. As I said, it will store all the values in one line or single row, and the index will always be a numeric value. This subscript will be always a numeric value. I always relate the array concept with the apartment, where all the residential uh, person who are residing at that apartment is having the same or common name of the apartment, so location of every person is same, but how we can identify which family is residing in which location in the same apartment? So for that unique identification or unique retrieval, we assign flat numbers to every flat to identify who is living where. Similarly, in the array which is having the one name for all the locations, but there is flat number is used to identify or access each value present in the array. That flat number in terms of array is known as an index or subscript, which always starts with the 0 and is always a numeric value. Now, how to create array in Java? Syntax is data type, array name, one empty square bracket. As it is one dimensional, use only one square bracket is equal to new data type, and in this square bracket we have to give the size of the array. Example, if I want to create a numeric array having 10 values in it and size should be 10. So I will be declaring array like int name for the array empty square bracket is equal to new memory allocation int, and the size of the array will be 10. It will store 10 values in it. Now, how to initialize an array in Java? There are basically two types. First one is by using array index or subscript. Syntax is array name, subscript is equal to value. It means if I have array of 3 size, I have to write each and every index individually, that we have to mention in this A array at 0th position I want 5 value. I want 4 value in the A array at first position. So we have to give the index and equal to assignment operator. But if array is of 1000 plus size, it's not feasible that we will write each and every index or subscript statement separately. Second way, initializing array at the time of declaration. If you already have set of values with you when you are creating array, you can simply initialize that when you are declaring it. Int a array is equal to, and in curly braces you can give values separated by comma. Now, how to obtain the length of an array? How to find out how many elements are present in the array? So it's very simple. Take one answer variable where we can have array name dot length, which will return us the number of elements present in the array. Now we will see to write a code or Java program where we want to read 5 element in an array and display it. So we will be writing one Java program. So our Java program starts with import java.io.star semicolon class name for the array. Suppose I have ar opening curly bracket. Now I can directly write code in the public static void main. I am not using class and object concept, and we know the complete syntax of main function in Java. So we are done with the main. Now declare the array. Suppose I want the array of 4 size, or we have given the problem definition of 5 size. So int a array is equal to new int of 5 size. So array will be declared and it will be having 5 blocks. Now, the size of integer data type is 4 bytes in Java. Now, if we have 5 elements in this A array, so what will be the size of A array? So it will be 5 into 4, the size of the data type. So 5 into 4 is equal to 20 bytes for this A array will be reserved. Now, we have declared the A array. Now, we need to read input from the user. So we will be using object of data input stream class in bracket mention system dot in. It means it will take input from the keyboard. So we have declared the variable and the object of data input stream class. Now we will be giving message on the screen that enter 5 numbers. So enter 5 numbers. Now reading input from the user for the 5 times in the array, we will be needing to call readline function 5 times. So we will have for loop for counting purpose. So for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. For 5 times what we want to do, we want the value in the A array at I position. What we want, the input from the user, that is d dot read line, but it will be integer, so we need to convert that into, it will be in string, so we need to convert that into integer by using integer dot parse int wrapper class and its method. So when I is equal to 0, 0 is less than 5, it will read input, it will convert it into number and it will be saved at a of 0. I will be incremented, it will become 1. 1 is less than 5, yes, value will be taken from the user, it will be converted into number and it will be saved at a of 1. I will be incremented, it will become 2. 2 is less than 5, yes, value will be read and it will be converted into number and it will be saved in a of 2. Likewise, it will be continued for 5 times. Now we have read the input. Now suppose I want to display the array. So I am giving message system.out.println. So elements array elements are, and there are 5 elements in the array. So again we will have for loop for I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus, and the array elements are available in A array at I position. It will be from 0 to 5. Main complete, class complete. Now we are reading from the user. That's why we should take care of input output exception. So we are writing here throws exception in front of main. Now save this program with the class name, that is R, in our jdk folder, r.java. Compile this code with javac r.java. There seems no error. Now execute the code. Java add. Enter five numbers. Suppose I am entering 4, 2, 6, 1, 8. So array elements are 4, 2, 6, 1, 8, and thank you. If you want to print it in horizontal format, then just remove this then just remove this print ln, that is new line will be removed. After printing one value, concatenate that with space, that is tab key. Compile and run again. Enter five number. So I am entering, so that are displayed on a horizontal line. Okay, so this was reading input from the user and storing that numbers in an array and display it. Just remember that for one dimensional array, always use single for loop while reading, while performing any operation, and while displaying. Now we will write one more program for searching element in an array. If that element is present in an array, we will display its position. Otherwise, we will display message it's not present. We will make some changes in the same code. Now we already have an array. So we need to take one more number to search. Okay, so after the reading and displaying array, we will just give a message to user that enter number to search. So we will be taking that number from user, suppose in x variable, by converting that into integer dot parse int from d dot read line. Now we have to search this x into A array. Now A is one dimensional array, so we have to search that from 0 to 5. As I said, when we have one dimensional array, always put one single for loop while reading, while performing display operation, and again now we have to search the number in an array. Then we should start from 0 till size of array. Each element will be incremented by 1 index. Each index will be incremented by 1, and we will search an element from 0 to 5 position. It's like I want to approach to the one person. I don't know at which flat number he or she is residing, and there is no nameplate at the entrance. So we will start from first flat number. If it is available, we will say hi hello, or we will move to the next flat number likewise till the flat numbers are over. That's why we are same application is over here, starting with 0 till the number of element in the array, that is size of the array. What we want to do, we want to check if x is available, equal to matching with element present at I position of array. If element is found over here, we will set one bookmark. So for that bookmark, I am taking one flag variable which is 0. So if I found a number, I will set a mark that flag is equal to 1 and we will break. Why we need to write this? Now suppose if I have array of 500 size and I found number at second position. So there is no need to search the rest of the numbers 3 to 500 because we have already found that number. So once that number is found or matched, we will just bookmark that number is available and we will break the code. So break statement will jump out of the loop. So we will jump out of the loop. So at this place we will check whether flag is equal to 0. When flag was initially 0, that time the number was not found. So we will be printing that when flag is equal to 0, not found. And we had set flag 1 when we found the number. So here we will display number found at position, which position we found the number, of course the index or subscript, that is I. So we are done with the code. Save the changes, compile the code and see if there are errors. Number found at position, okay, variable I is not local because we had initialized and declared variable at the same place, that's why it is not available over here. So what we can do, either we can remove this declaration from here and we will declare variable above itself. Enter 5 number. So numbers are 47621. Enter number to search. Suppose if I am giving 6, it is giving me that number found at position 2. Thank you. Because 0, 1, 2, 6 is available at 2 position. Okay. So this is how we can search a number in an array. Moving on. This was about one dimensional array. We will see about two dimensional array or 2D array in Java. Two dimension, it means which is having row as well as column. It is a tabular format. It is also known as a matrix. How to create two dimensional array in Java? It is similar to one dimensional. Only one change is that for two dimension we need to give two square brackets, and again in one at the right hand side we have to give row size and column size. For example, int AR two dimensional array is equal to new int 3 by 3 means it should have 3 row and 3 column, so that 3 by 3 array will be created. Now how to initialize this two dimensional array in Java? Again by using individual index or subscript. Suppose I have created 3 by 3 array, so I have to give the row number in first square bracket and column number in the second square bracket and equal to value. Suppose AR of 1 first row and second column I want 6 value. So it will be like AR of 1 row, first row and second column. So here comes the sixth value. Likewise, we have to give each row number and column number. That is not possible. Second way, we can create and initialize array at the time of declaration. When we have values in advance with us, we can do that. Integer a of 3 by 3 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will start saving the value from top left corner. It will move horizontally row by row till bottom size. So 1, 2, 3 will be saved in first row and 4, 5, 6 will be saved in next row likewise. Now we will have the program to read element in 2 by 3 matrix and display it. Now we will write a code for it, how to read element in matrix. So when we had one dimensional array As I said, use single for loop for reading purpose, operation purpose and display purpose. Make it simple. For two dimensional array, have two for loop. First for loop for row and second for loop for column. We will make some changes in the same program. Int a array of 2 row and 3 column. So we have declared a two dimensional here with 2 row and 3 column. We have variables over here like int fi whatever. For reading input from user, we have object of data input stream class. Now here we will say how many number of elements this matrix will save. 2 row and 3 column. So 2 row will be from 0 to 1 and 3 column is 0, 1, 2. So it will be having 2 into 3, that is 6 elements in the matrix. So what will be the size required for this array now? As integer require 4 bytes for one element. How many elements are in this matrix? That is row into column. So here it will be 6. So 6 into 4 is equal to 24 bytes will be reserved for this two dimensional array. So size of the array can be calculated by size of the data type into number of elements in the array. Now we will give the message like enter 6 number because 2 into 3 will be 6. So for now this 6 number are not going to be saved in one row or one line. We need to have matrix. So one for loop for row and one for loop for column. So first for loop for that we will have two subscript I for row and j for column. So first for loop I is for row, so it will start from 0 and up to its size. So row size is 2, so here it will be 2. Now we will start with the second for loop for j is equal to 0, j is less than column size, that is 3. So 3j plus plus. So row column done. Read the input and now that we have to give here that number that we have read from the user, we have to store in a array at ith row and jth column. So this will do the job of reading. Now so for two dimensional array, always have two for loop, one for row and second for column. Now we will have the same loop for displaying the array element. Here we will just put the display statement, that is system.out.println a of I and j. So element present at ith row and jth column will be displayed. After each element on the same line, we want the space, so that I am giving with the blank space and I am removing this ln to print first row on the same line with blank space as a separator. After printing one row, we should come to the new line. That's why I am writing here print ln. Let's see what output we get over here. Run the code. Enter 6 number. Suppose I am giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is our array where we had started with the printing of array. Now here it should be 2 row and 3 column. That's why we have 2 row and each row is having three values. So first row is having 1, 2, 3 and second row is having 4, 5, 6 value. So always remember for two dimensional array have two for loop while reading, while displaying, while performing any calculation. So this is how we can have matrix in Java. Now we will have one more program of searching that we have done for one dimensional array, but here comes the position with two values, like at which row and which column. So again we will have one flag variable which is 0. We have taken the matrix element input from the user. We have displayed the matrix over here. Now we want to search the number. For searching the number, we have to first of all give a message to the user that enter number to search. We will read that number in x variable. Int x is equal to integer dot parse int in bracket d dot read line. Now number is read in the X. Now it is two-dimensional matrix or it is a table. So we have to search at every row and at every column. So as I said, for two-dimensional array, always have two for loop for any operation. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than 2, I plus plus, that is row, and j0 to 3 for column, because we have 2 by 3 matrix. So what we want to do from 0th row up to 2 row, and from 0th column up to 3 column for each row, what we want to do? We want to check whether X is matching with element present at A array at ith row and jth column. If it is matching, we have to set flag is equal to 1, break immediately, and come out of the loop. And now check whether flag was 0 as it is. Then we will display that number not found. And if flag is 1, we will display that number found at ith row and jth column. So we have to print that number found at, here we have to give I variable value, that's we are giving in outside of the double quotes, ith row and j column. So we have combined that in one thing. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, brackets are not matching. Main complete, class complete, this is if. Okay, we have to close two for loops over here. Now compile the code. Variable j might not have been initialized, it's already declared over here. So I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, that we have already declared. Now run the code, enter six numbers. So if I am entering 1 2 3 4 5 6, so matrix is displayed 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now if we want to search for number 5, so what position it should return us? That number found at first row and 0 1, first column. So if I give 5, it will give me that, sorry, 0 1 0 1. So it is found at second row and first column, because the index has already incremented when we have come out of the loop, because the inner loop will close first and then outer loop will be incremented to check the final value. So either we can give one value less than this I variable over here. Now 0, 1, 0, 1. So it has displayed that number found at second row and first column. We can change that too as per the index value, or you can simply print this statement in the for loop and just jump out of the loop. Print the value, set the flag variable, break the statement. If flag is equal to 0, we will say that number not found. It depends when we come out of the loop, and the after incrementation the I has stuck at the last position. So enter 6 number and now check for the position 5. So now it is giving the perfect answer, the number found at first row and first column, 0101. Okay, so we have displayed statement over here itself. So this is how we can implement the two-dimensional array or matrix in Java. So in this session we have seen about the array concept, its advantages and disadvantages, then types of array, one dimensional array, two dimensional array, and few programs for implementation of this array. I hope you have liked this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye.